Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, January 13th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here now, BBBY. Been tracking this one since quite a while ago. Definitely when it was much lower than this, but the explosion continues, and as I talk, you can see that this thing is working on putting in even new highs. So final 30 minutes here, another very, very powerful close it's looking like. So nonetheless, updates need to be made. Let me go ahead and get rid of actually all these levels. They've all served their purpose for now, which just shows how crazy this movement was. But one of the newest levels of support is going to be this former breakout point from earlier on in the afternoon right there at 475. So in the near term, 475 is going to be that level where if you were to ask Clay, what's going to make this chart look the absolute best moving forward? And definitely if the price can stay above 475. Now, don't get me wrong. If the price falls below that level, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But yeah, if the price can stay above it, that would certainly be a great sign of power. But from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above this purple line here, the 50-period moving average, keyword being moving, meaning as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So you can envision that as a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price remains above the quote-unquote trend line, then the overall chart is still fully, in the bull's control and fully healthy. In terms of levels of resistance, as you're seeing here, I'm having to squeeze the chart way back because it's been a long time since the price has been up this high. So next key level, though, to keep an eye on, going to be right up there at $5.75, which is from this high from way back here in late October. Next one, BBAI, very nice pattern here. Had the big move, gap up, came down, and then it came down and has now started to go sideways. And let me be very clear, and I wish I could stay trading was this easy. Just because a price came down and then started to go sideways, does that mean that for sure guaranteed this is the bottom and that it's going to explode upwards? If only it were that easy. My point here becomes, is it at least plausible? Is it at least a valid thought that maybe, just maybe, this sideways action is a leading indicator that this pullback is finally over? And of course, not guaranteed, but is that plausible? Absolutely to think that way. So bottom part of this consolidation range right here around $2.70. So as long as the price stays above there, it does remain plausible to say, I therefore think that this could be the bottom that has formed and that this pullback is about to be ready to end. And then as far as the key resistance point, right here at $3.30, you can see once, twice, three times the price got rejected from that area. So again, just because the price comes up here and breaks through it doesn't guarantee anything, but does it follow logic to think that that could very well create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. So if you like to play these pullbacks, if you like to play stocks down below $5, keep an eye on this one. Next one here, MULN. Not going to spend a lot of time on it because in all actuality, nothing has really changed, assuming you watch past videos. So just a quick recap in case you did not watch past videos, but I put this trend line in play right there as support. You can see earlier on in the day, came into play, acted as support, and I had that red line there as resistance. And you can see once again today, not once, but on two separate occasions, price got up around that area, and it did indeed act as resistance. So in other words, every level that I talked about yesterday being a support, that trend line, and being a level, or excuse me, being a resistance, that level up there, everything still holds true. So it just continues to remain a question of who is ultimately going to win out of this pattern. Are the bulls going to get a nice surge, come up here and get the bullish breakdown, or excuse me, breakout, or the bears going to come down here and get the bearish breakdown? That all remains to be seen. But more of the story here is that these lines are just that much more well-defined, which leads you to think that there's going to be just that many more people watching them, which can lead to those self-fulfilling prophecies. So if you like penny stocks, keep an eye on it. Next one, ARVL, and this one's got a nice little pattern to it. So another penny stock for you penny stock players out there. So top this pattern, breakout period right there around the 58-cent mark in terms of levels of support. Seeming to be a decent-sized little potential uptrend that's starting to form here. Let me change that to green to represent more so a support dynamic. And then to make this all easier to see, let's make it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move here. For you golfers, we'll put a little golf hole down here to make that much more visual. And this would be a bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, if you like penny stocks, keep an eye on it. Next one, AMC, and overall a good day, higher highs, higher lows. So was it as explosive as BBBY? It was not. But again, still higher highs, higher lows, and from a trend building perspective, That's what it's all about. So want to do a little bit of cleaning up here. Go ahead, get rid of that level. But these two levels here certainly definitely pertain moving forward. So the big level here that will mean a little bit more to those that watch past videos is that $5.20 mark right here. You can see right there, false breakout, and then even right there got somewhat close to it and then got rejected back down. So while I'm not saying that 520 is impossible to break, I am saying it's certainly a problem area. Not necessarily for the price to break above it, because the price did break above it there, but in terms of maintaining and, you know, building upon the already momentum that was there, that's where the problem point comes into play. So 520, you know, certainly going to be a very key level here. And then as far as the supports, drew that trend line yesterday, and you can see today, I guess somewhat got close to it during that opening 30 minutes. But overall, that still remains in play, which is a good sign that it hasn't even been tested. But yeah, in my mind, a lot of people, rightfully so, going to be watching 520 on Friday. Real quick, wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online event that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about how charts should be used to build consistency to manage risk, then certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage to click to get signed up. On that note, though, because it's a genuinely live event, a couple things. Maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. I have 5 kids, so I understand. Go ahead, drop me an email. I'd be happy to send you a replay link for after the event has concluded. Or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you just completely missed it. Go ahead. Send me an email, clay@claychart.com, and I'd be happy to send you a replay link to the event. All I ask is, because, again, it is truly live, the event first needs to happen, then I have to get it uploaded, and then I'll be, you know, able to and happy to send you a link to it. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll be seeing you here in just a couple hours. Next one, PRTY, and we have a very, very interesting dynamic here because, and this will mean a tad more to those who watch past videos, but if you have, hopefully remember me talking about 41 cents as resistance, and as I speak, you can see the price is oh so slightly above it, which allows us to ask the always exciting question, is this the start of something even bigger? Now, there are no guarantees, so nobody can say this is the start of something bigger because nobody knows that, but everybody should be asking, well, is this the start of something bigger? Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. And okay, but that is a two-sided coin because, well, maybe it is, and this thing all of a sudden starts to come back to life again. And that's the idea of a watch list, to find unique, to find interesting situations, and not randomly rush out and buy anything, but to watch it. So what are we watching here? Well, it's all about that question. Yes, the price is broken out, but is this breakout the start of something even bigger? Let's see what happens. Next, MARA, and monster move on this one. This will mean a tad more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you have, hopefully remember me talking about both these areas of resistance, but you can see this afternoon, both levels were broken, and the price has just gotten continuation. So going back to PRTY, you know, that's the question. At this point, it was valid to say, hey, is this the start of something bigger? And we do have hindsight on this one, and yeah, it was the start of something bigger. Look at that move that continued to follow. So the same exact logic on the previous one, PRTY, but let's get back here to MARA, and the first update that needs to be done comes about based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closes above, you want to see them act as support. So in the newest areas is now going to be that $6 mark. In terms of resistance levels, as we're seeing here, we're having to go way back into the chart's history. In fact, we've got some old annotations back there. But the next key overarching level of resistance is going to be that gap close location, which sits right up there at, let's call it $7.50. So $7.50, next key overarching level. But no doubt about it, very, very impressive move. Pretty crazy to think not that long ago this thing was down here. Now it's all the way up there. So let's see if the momentum carries into Friday. Next one, CVNA, another one of these stocks where there's certainly an attribute of some short squeeze now going on with it. Has absolutely exploded. Same general idea. Like I said, at one point, the question here to ask was, okay, it's broken out. Ask that question, is this the start of something bigger? And yes, indeed it was. So that's the whole idea behind and that question, why it is an exciting question. Not guaranteed that it is, but hey, whenever you're asking that, always a good thing. So as far as levels to watch moving forward, once again, you're going to have to squeeze down because it's been a long time since the price has been up this high, with the next key level being right up here at, let's see, what is that? $8.65. So $8.65. Next level, you can see actually twice. Price got up around that area and it was rejected. Does not mean it'll be rejected again, but there is a track record here of this level providing some problems. As far as areas of support are concerned, we'll zoom back in for that. With the near-term level of support to watch, right there at $7.20. And then if you want to have a little bit more of a conservative requirement to get filled, down there right around $6.60. But no doubt about it, very, very impressive momentum. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And all in all, basically just a sideways channel has officially formed. Now, earlier in the day, this green line here that I talked about previously was starting to get threatened. There was that breakdown through there, but that didn't last long. And then the price brought it all the way back up. Never quite hit the top of this channel that I talked about yesterday, but it got relatively close before, you know, this slight little pullback right here. But more of the story here is that both the levels that I talked about previously still do pertain. So you have the top of this channel resistance up here at 125. You have the bottom of the channel support down there around 118.50. So it just remains the question of, you know, who's ultimately going to win out? Are the bulls going to win out with a break to the upside? Are the bears going to win out with a break to the downside? All that remains to be seen. But at the end of the day, two very well-defined levels. So self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. When a lot of people are watching the same levels, it can produce some very dynamic movements. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that follows the NASDAQ market as a whole. So if the NASDAQ goes up, then this one will also go up. It just allows people access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF. And this will mean a tad more to those of you that watch previous videos, but if you did, specifically yesterday's video, I hope you remember me talking about that level right there at 1985. If you do, then this action here should not be very shocking to you because that was a potential level of resistance and the power of charts. So again, I'll turn that into a quick plug. Get signed up for that free training. But the power of charts, turned out to be very accurate there, as that level did indeed act as resistance and push the price back down. But as I speak, you can see this thing is trying to come back to life, trying to make another nice push upwards. So we do have the opportunity now to ask another, important question and an exciting question. Not the same, because you can't say, okay, a breakout has occurred, so therefore is this the start of something bigger? But it does make sense to at least ask the question, is the price going to get up here and can it break out? Which is, again, not maybe as popular or as exciting of a question, but still an important question. So continue to watch 1985. You do have what I would imagine some self-fulfilling prophecy type dynamics with it in terms of a lot of people watching. If the price does decide to pull back, then down here at 19 is going to be that level of support, which you can see did a good job earlier in the day of, generally speaking, holding strong. But yeah, in my opinion, at least, definitely the most interesting and exciting dynamic is all about, can the price get up there, and then can the price get the breakout and get more continuation? Let's see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live training. It'll be tonight, this evening, Thursday, January 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But like I said, if you already have something on your schedule or you just completely missed it, then go ahead, drop me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I would be happy to send you a link to the replay. But like I said earlier, because it is a truly live event, the event does first need to happen, and then I got to get it uploaded. But after I get that all done, I'd be happy to send you a link. So a little patience in that regard is much appreciated. If you enjoy these top 10 videos, do two things for me, please. Hit that like button, leave the simple comment below. Those two things communicate to me that you enjoy. And as long as I know people are enjoying, then I will continue to put in the required time and effort to get this content out to you. So again, get signed up for that class or drop me an email, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Take care. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you here in just a couple hours.